Like if you're an artist and you want to go sign to a major label, like, you know, they're not going to sign you based off your talent. They're going to look at your CSV reports. They want to see what you got, because they want to buy it based on that, because it's all transactional now.
How important is, because we're talking about Russ, who, you know, we both admire what he's been able to do with his business.
Man. I watched him on your podcast, man, and I'm like, gained a whole lot of respect for him, man. Just really beasting and doing his own thing his way, man, and caking off of it and having real fans. Like that's inspiring.
Yeah, and he does it his way, right? Yeah. And so in this whole process, the ownership component, because he's big on ownership, but I'm asking you as well, how important is ownership?
I mean, in this day and age, I think that's where it's at. You know what I mean? You seeing people like QC, they gonna sell their company for hundreds of millions of dollars. So like, you know, that's ownership. They have the ownership, so they could do that. So it's a bigger picture thing. It's just like turn into a real business that people want to buy into.
Yeah, absolutely. I say that all the time as well. And Nima, I'm curious to what you're thinking, but you know, when people say, I understand the argument in terms of like the streaming payouts and stuff like that. They're not, you know, they can be considered relatively low, but I mean, you have real capital coming into the space, looking at catalog. Catalog's an alternative asset. You know, they normalize as the dependable asset.
Yeah.
And you could sell that for 16, 17. I was talking about it on the weekend. I think like really good, strong catalogs, you can get up to X19 of what it's doing right now.
Right.
It's insane multiples. But I'm curious to what you think on.
Man, like everything's a multiple, the whole game. Like we're just living in a multiple world. Like music has no value, right? It's like air. Like it doesn't have value until it generates its own value over time. So like we're not in a world, you know, 15 years ago, like, you know, when he did his deal, it was on CDs. CDs were worth something, right? It was like $12. You get it in the store, so you could predict first week sales. You know, labels could say, hey, we're putting this much money because we know exactly what this is going to do, because music had value. Now it's just air. Like whether you produce this for Beyonce or for a baby band, the day it drops, it's worth the same. It has to generate its value over time, you know? So all these, you know, the music business is not a music business anymore. It's basically, you know, it's the funds funding it, and then it generates value, and then they buy it back, and then they give you the money, and you make more, and then they buy that, and it's like a cycle of like, you know.
That's the game.
Yeah, it's the whole game. So it's like the sooner you realize that, the better off you are as an artist, because if you realize that that's what the business is, and that's what you live in, then, you know, you're making multiples. That's it. Like whether every record is broken up, the writers, the producers, everything has a value point on it, right? It's like the stream has a value, and at the end of the day, like, you know, none of us know how much anybody's really getting paid at the top of the food chain, right? Like Spotify and Universal and Warner, and all, they don't really tell us, you know? So this is the only business where, you know, it's like a dairy farmer selling milk to the grocery store, and the grocery store gives them a check and says, here's your money. And you go, well, what is this? Like, how do you break this down?
How did you come up with this number?
How do you come up with
here?
this number? And then, you know, we just take it as it is, you know, and historically, you know, like I think in the past, like the money was just so great that nobody asked questions, because everybody was making millions and millions and millions. Like the trickle down effect was so big. You know, you could be at the bottom of that food chain, you still made millions. Now everybody's like, yo, where's my money? You know, it's like everybody's seeing it, like there's no trickle down effect anymore. Like you're not making nothing. So the companies at the top, you know, the food chain are making the bread, and the systems are there to enable them to continue making the bread, you know?
Yeah.
So that's just like what it is, you know? So,
that's the model of like, and that's exactly it. The ones at the top are always the first ones in are usually the ones that are going to make the most money.
And it's just systematic, you know? It's like, that's just what it is, you know? It's like, at the end of the day, like that's a big machine, you know? So it's like, it's just enabling itself. And now that machine is driven by shareholders. So it's like shareholders are the ones really calling the shots. Like if you're an artist and you want to go sign to a major label, like, you know, they're not going to sign you based off your talent. They're going to look at your CSV reports. They want to see what you got, because they want to buy it based on that, because it's all transactional now.
Listen, folks, I hope you're enjoying this convo with Hit Boy and Nima. These are two of the top players in the music business. We're very lucky to have them on the show. There's a lot to be learned from this episode. Speaking of which, if you're an artist or a manager watching this and want to get more detail regarding your career, then my one-on-one consultations could be for you. These are fully personalized, just you and me tackling whatever you need in your career. Now, if you don't know, I have over 16 years of experience working with artists like Jesse Reyes and Eminem, to managers like Troy Carter and Tyler Henry, and brands like Nike and the Toronto Raptors. I have a deep knowledge in many areas of the music business that can help you map out your next moves. Whether that's helping your personal brand, or creating a marketing plan, building out your content strategy that actually provides results, or simply navigating the music industry to whatever is most relevant to where you're at, I want to help. You can now book a one-on-one consultation session for a fee with me through my Calendly. You can find the link in the description below. Now let's get back to the pod. In terms of signing a deal with a label, you for an artist?
Anything.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what's the label going to do? They're not going to put money behind you because your music has no value. It has to generate value.
Yeah,
but if you already have music that's generated value, then they can give you a deal. If you're like, oh, you're already making all this? Yeah, now we'll sign you because they're buying something that's worth something.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, I mean, you know, you're proven, right? So like you can go and you can figure out deals wherever you want, really, because you guys, you know, you have the relationships, you have the Grammys, you have you've already been in this business for X amount of years. But a brand new artist, yeah, you have to create that value to go and do a situation. But then if you're doing that, I mean, you know, talking about it as well, it's like labels have completely shifted from the doing the royalty splits, or it's like mostly 50-50s, or it's they've all become distribution companies at the end of the day.
Yeah. And distribution companies are more antiquated now. You look at it, you're not like, what, you're giving them 15, 20% for what?
For what?
For what? To put it on Spotify? Like, okay, and then what?
Where's the Spotify warehouse?
It's like, what?
Where's that at?
Yeah, that model 5 years ago was sweet. Now it's like, what? And in 2 years from now, it's going to be like, oh, hell no. I got to give you 10% for what?
Well, I think the argument for them to just play devil's advocate is saying, okay, well, you can't look at it in terms of like, where's the warehouse and the shipping and going and putting it to retail stores. But now it's more like, do you have relationships with the DSPs? Do you know people in the building? Can you actually get something over there and put, whether it's New Music Friday, although we know algorithm is more important than editorial. Editorial is kind of more just like a vanity thing, almost a little bit. Yeah, it's good for a look, but nobody's really going and listening to it outside of like maybe the first 4 or 5 songs, right? But I think that's where distribution companies are focusing on. They're looking at it in terms of like, what value can we bring to the artist from a digital space? And that's where you have to really be able to provide for artists.
Yeah, but what difference does it make? Because, you know, like, if you don't got motion, you don't got motion. It doesn't matter. Like, what are they going to pitch? You know, like, you have to create that data yourself, you know, as an artist, you know, like, and whether you have a disc show with you or you're just going through TuneCore or you're signed to a major, that motion has to happen regardless. Nobody can create that for you but you, you know? So that's why I said it's more and more antiquated, because at the end of the day, that 10 or 15% isn't to help. It's just like, you know, at the end of the day, like, you still have to get your shit going, you know?
Figure out that angle.
Yeah, figure out your story or everything, you know?
You guys are building something really special, or you guys have something really special, because you operate with such autonomy and you're doing the right deals with the right partners.
The Orchard deal is like, you know, it's the Orchard deal was done because it's a structure. You know, just having your own distro engine doesn't give you no structure. You know, it doesn't give you over time.
Having what?
Having your own engine. It doesn't matter if you have your own engine or if you're going here or there. You just don't, like, having a structure and this, what we just spoke about catalogs, you know, like building something, you know, like being able to build it and leverage it. Like, leverage is the most important thing, you know, like being able to take something and leverage it over time, you know, that's important. So when you're really fragmented and you're putting things out in different places, like, it doesn't make no sense over time. So whether you have your own engine or not, like, you got to think about what your objectives are. You know, I think for the amount of output we have, like, our objective is like, we're building catalog by nature, you know, like, it's just happening. Like, whether an album is successful or not, it's still product and we're still putting it out in the world, and it has the potential to do what it does at any given moment. So it's like, when you go back and you look back after 2 years, like, I mean, in the past, you know, all the albums we put out, I mean, Hit Boy got nominated for Producer of the Year off of albums we did. You know, like, we put those out ourselves. Like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, we didn't submit, like, you know, the stuff he did for Travis Scott or this or that. We did his dad's album. We did Music Soul Child. We did all the things that we did, you know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, you know, that's our product, you know. So it's over time, you know, product becomes catalog, and catalog becomes something you could leverage, you know, and it's just a business. You know, it's a business.
Being nominated, because, and you mentioned this in the tweet, where it's basically you were working with Nas, you're working with your father, and you're working on your own music.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
With the Music Soul Child album. Man, it's like really just stuff that I'm truly involved in, you know what I mean? Just like locked in.
How
it feels good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And how important is it to have a manager who understands exactly what you need to do and how much output you have, and deliver the things that you want to do?
Super important, man. I didn't flipped over ping pong tables being mad at my managers. I didn't socked holes in walls. I did some shit just like not you know, getting the energy back that, you know, I felt like I deserved, or just like whatever it was, like, you know. So it's like, bro, like I said, man, I feel like I finally got the ecosystem I always needed. I just always had a lot of the wrong characters around me. You know, I didn't realize that, but that was all for learning. That was all supposed to happen. But now I know what's real, what's authentic, and what really makes sense for me.
Well, I'll be clear. It's one of one.
No, for
That's
sure.
funny.
Like you know.
Wait, I'm blessed to work with a hit boy because like.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. And how important is that, right?
Man, there's a lot of people I talk to and they're like, man, I wish I could manage a hit boy. Like it's like because they're sitting there trying to just get their artists just get one thing off the ground. It's like, yo, it's like we're you know, we're over here doing 4 albums at once. It's like, you know, it's like a blessing. You know, it's
absolutely.
Like to be able to do like a movie and this and that. And even today we had, you know, short film. We had the director here. It was crazy. We had a video.
Multiple directors here.
We're editing a video.
Even
we had the short film.
was here today.
Yeah, Daniil was here. We had 2 directors here. We had the short film. We had the writers. We had everybody. We had the meetings. We got you pulling up here. It's just like productivity, you know. It's like, so that's a blessing, you know. You can't. That's just something to be grateful for always, you know. And obviously, like, you know, the greatness of what he's done in his career is incredible. But it's like the mentality, like, of what he knows where he's going, and it's like, okay, sick. Like the roadmap for the next like 12, 24 months is crazy, you know, because we're taking it brick by brick, you know. But it's like every step unlocks.
Just gaining more knowledge on everything. Like he been dialed in with all the marketing, you know, companies and all that type of stuff. And it's like, you know, we got a serious thing going on, man, where it's like we got the right partners and we holding people accountable and we like just doing it the right way.
And we discovering in real time too, because like every time you put something out, it's an opportunity to learn how to do things better. Almost,
you got to iterate off of what's happening.
It's like everything's like a process, you know.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily meaning that like putting out a new song, but when you put out anything like a piece of content, it's like, okay, that didn't necessarily hit the way that we thought. It's okay, don't get married to it. Let's keep moving and keep fixing it, right? It's super important to keep moving in that direction. When you guys are doing, are you going to, so when you're outputting all of this music, are you just now saying to Nima, this is what we got to do? This is how it's got to operate? Or is he coming, how you having the conversation?
Man, we just chopping, man. We be sitting on the phone for a couple hours sometimes just chopping about everything, you know, and it's just like, that's what helps, like really dialing in on the energy and just the, like Nima like to say, the zeitgeist, like, you know, whatever, just like the whole world, man. It just makes sense, like, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
But things come, like, I mean, he just came up with the idea to do a skit. And then, you know, it was like
to a video. We had already shot the whole video, and I'm at the crib. I'm like, yo, we should like put like a cheaters skit in the middle of the song. You know what I mean? Like in the middle of the video, just like do some different shit, just be creative. We just made that song Messing Around, and I basically had to take off a song that was on my album because this other artist was like working on her own stuff, and you know, just kind of got mixed up with dates. But I replaced it, and it's like it leveled my album up. You know what I mean? It gave me that one true banger that's just like, bro, we could take that to any strip club. We could take this to any spot, and it's gonna go up. Already seen 100 girls dance to it, and they all react. They all go crazy. They shake it up. So I'm like, I feel good. Like we caught one. Like
nice.
Yeah, and it was like, boom, let's shoot the video. We shoot the video. Boom, let's do the skit, and we're gonna do that skit tomorrow, and then we're gonna put the video out a few days later. Like we just
actually, you're putting out the video in a couple of days.
And that all happens in real time. You know, like we actually shot the video, and then we were shooting another video, and he came up with a skit while we were shooting the other video, and we're like, man, let's get it done. So it's like this is all happening in real time. You know, like the path paves itself, right? Like as you're doing, like it's just all you got.
Instincts, man. That's the number one thing. Like I feel like I'm not the most technical producer, but I just move off my instincts. Where like all my hits came off of beats that I just was having fun, bro, using my instincts, just like making it sound good to me, making it feel good to me, move good to me, and they end up being bombs, like, you know. And that's what it's about, man. You gotta move off what really feels right to you in the moment.
What's it like to work with Al?
Man, Al was just a cool dude, man. He always himself, never out of character. He's just a solid dude. He a beast. He's an animal. Work ethic is ridiculous. He got joints on joints all the time, man.
Yeah, he's quietly built his own world too.
Nah, he got it, bro. He got it. We we put out some vinyls like on this site, and it was like 30 seconds. We sold 1,000. We only put 1,000 out. Like
Yeah.
it was just like flew.
Yeah.
We went through events, line wrapped around the block. You know what I mean? Down the block, whatever. Just Al got it, man.
Yeah,
he figured it out.
Yeah, he's got a core fan base that like always buys everything right away. I noticed that too, because with the artist that I managed, Scratch Bastard, he really put me on to the world that he's kind of like Kith. You drop something immediately, it's gone right away, right? All the time, you see everything sold out. Yeah, collectors go crazy over the Alchemist stuff.
He did a good job of training he trained his model over time, you know, like he's systematically like drop it on this day, drop it on this day. Like he knows his system.
Yeah.
So he's basically trained the fans to be like, okay, this drop's coming, I gotta get it. You know.
Yeah.
So he's done that. It's taken him some time to really build that, you know, but he's a genius with it, you know, like his business is his independence crazy.
Yeah,
you know?
It's been
like we look at that and we're like, man, we got to move like that.
like that. I think most people, in the know, if you know.
That's real power, man. Being able to just have your audience